irrespective of what is happening, whatever you're going through, I just want you to know that you have a solution inside of you. You just have to ask the why. You just have to why that why factor.
Yes.
Welcome.
God knows you love your wife, but God is in heaven. That's fine. Your wife is right here with you. You know, how come your wife doesn't know you love her, but God that is in heaven? So that try. Did you communicate?
Loving the way God intended has never been rosy. Hello, guys. Welcome to the Global Love Movement. I am Amoto. In case you don't know me, you'll be seeing my face quite often. Today, we just want to tell you that you are loved. God loves you, and irrespective of whatever it is you are going through, irrespective of whatever the challenge is, well, let me tell you, you are bigger than that challenge. Yeah, the problem or the challenge is not supposed to break you or mar you, right? It's supposed to bring out the best in you. And like our mentor said, Apostle Dr. Joy Life Changers, she said, don't waste pain, right? Because if you take a close look at most of the challenges, most of the innovative, or will I say innovations that you know that are making tremendous impact in the world today are a product of pain points, right? People go through pains, and somebody somewhere will be like, okay, this thing can't just be like this. Like, times of pain are times where you probe yourself, you ask questions. Why is it like this? Why can't it be like this? And then in that why, you get solutions. So I want to tell you today, there is a why to that particular challenge. There is a why to that phase you are going through right now. So ask yourself, why is this? Right? And then not just asking. When you keep asking, you keep meditating. You don't just stop. Why? Like, why is this? Why is this? Why is this happening? Can't I provide a solution to this? So, irrespective of what is happening, whatever you're going through, I just want you to know that you have a solution inside of you. You just have to ask the why. You just have to why. That why factor has to come up, and then you see that you begin to delve into things you've never thought of before, right? So that's for that. I encourage you today, employ the use of the why, and yeah, mm, this is the global love movement, right? Where we love the way God intends. Love has been something that God cherished even from creation. Why you could see this when He sent His only begotten Son. So today, I just want to bring up something. You will love it, right? Diffusion. Um, this is a kind of storytelling platform, right? It's about sharing your experiences in marriage, as a single, experience in relationship, as a father, as a mother. We want to, like, what does it feel like? Me in particular, I'm still single, I'm still single. So I want to hear some parents talk, right? I had some lessons learned from my own parents, biological parents, spiritual parents, and all of that. Yes. But I want to hear your story. I want to hear how you raise those godly children. I want to hear how in fact, there is somebody who say our children are stubborn. But at some point we saw these changes in this voice. So that's kind of story. So want to hear, how did you manage to solve that challenge? How did you manage to do, what did you do that they had a change in character? So we want to hear, like, you can tell us. This is a platform where you can tell us that secret. And as a father, yeah, as a father, men actually are at the end of the home. So most times we don't tend to speak more. We don't tend to hear more of these people. Like, imagine in a year you where we see Mother's Day, Women's Day, get child. I'll be like, what? Only Father's Day, and maybe is there anything like Men's Day? But, like, it's as if we're celebrating women almost every month. So, and we say gender equality, they will be the ones still crying for gender equality. Well, yeah, this is a platform where you can tell us your story. Breakfast is not excluded. Yeah, breakfast. This is one major important aspect I'm very interested in, because as a single, like, I want to hear people's I want to hear people's heartbreak. So sorry, I'm not wicked. Like, no, when I hear such stories, I'll be like, people go through these experiences. How? Imagine I was conversing with somebody some time ago. She said she's my good friend. She was like, well, no, how did it happen? Yeah, we made a short film. I and my friend talking about is it domestic violence? Yeah, bro, talking about toxic, yeah, toxic, let me use that one, not domestic violence, toxic characters, toxic relationships. So, and at some point we made a trend, like, okay, tell us your experience. And one of my friends was like, okay, I have this my boyfriend. Every time he when he gets angry at some point and I'm not with him, he comes to my parents' house, he beats me and all of that. I'll be like, come on, you don't get brothers. Like, you don't imagine somebody like my own sister, you're coming to have her now. Like, you are coming to beat my sister in my father's house. My brother, will go scot free. Seriously, don't you have brothers? I know the most amazing part of the whole story. This girl carry her mouth, talk say, I still love him though. If he comes to apologize, I'm like, girl, are you really serious right now? Like, do you hear yourself? You say, yes now. Like, if he comes to apologize, oh, wow. Well, that is that. It's so funny, right? So yeah, breakfast. Well, I don't know why, but it's sometimes I just pick interest in this. Well, it's like I said, it's not as if I wish people or I'm wicked, but then, like, there's this kind of feeling I always get. There are always lessons I learned from people's breakfast stories. Well, not as if I don't have mine anyway. Yeah, I have mine too, which is what I want to tell you today. Just one, right? Yeah, one of them, like one of them. Yeah, one of them. I don't. Yeah, one of them actually. Yeah. So you see, one of them. When I say one of them, there are some. There are others, right? So I'm over 25, so you know that by now. It's not as if, but although there are some relationships you come in and then you go out of, yeah. So and then I begin to realize, I begin to think that, okay, well, I continue to do this relationship thing and all of that, but then why is it not? And so I discovered that most times we enter relationships for the wrong reasons. Yeah, we enter relationships for the wrong reason. Most of us we just want closure. We just want this to be loved. We just want to feel loved. We just want to belong, to have that identity of, okay, sorry, I'm in a relationship and all of that. That is not basically a reason for a relationship. Most of us want our emotional tank full. Maybe because we suffered from emotional whatever and all of that, which is another story that I will tell, but not today. Let's focus on this. Yeah, the emotional tank issue and the love language stuff. I have another amazing story on that. So one of these days, if you want to hear that story, let me know in the comment section. So that's that. So most of us, because, okay, somebody broke my heart, let me just find. No, you are going to bleed on the other person, on the new person. So please, let's just find how why we enter relationships. So like mine, this one, this is so peculiar. I said it's so peculiar because, oh my God, a lot happened, right? A lot. So wherever she is now, I don't want to mention her name. If you want to know her name, follow us on our social media and message us in the inbox, and I'll tell you her name. So she no, like, this is a very peculiar story that I won't forget in a hurry, right? I won't forget in a hurry. she's this peculiar girl. That she's a good girl, like a very good girl. She's a believer, a pastor's daughter, right? So at the end of this story, you know why I said she's a very good girl. So we're in this relationship together, and at first, it was so rosy, it was good. Well, come and see us exchanging pleasantries, come and see us confessing and professing love. My God, come and see us, blushing and all of this stuff. What? It was so beautiful. Those moments, video calls, text messages, call, voice notes, and all of that. Woo! It was amazing. it was beautiful, right? I could feel those spark again. I could feel the spark. So we had this thing. It was so powerful. We even prayed together at some point. It was a distant relationship though, but we were feeling the connection so high and all of that. We prayed over the phone and all of that. We are going to make it a weekly routine to set a day aside in a week to pray and all of that. So it was a beautiful one for me, yeah, particularly me. So wherever she is today, she should know that those things were really meaningful and impactful to me, and I thank her a lot. She did a lot, yeah, she did a lot. So at some point, in the midst of all the emotional, highs, yeah, emotional highs, all the ginger, all the butterflies flying in our bellies. At some point, I was beginning to feel something strange, right? There was this strange feeling I had. I didn't know what it was. Like, I found out that myself, I was beginning to lose interest. I don't know, and then I did not communicate. You see, that's the problem. I did not communicate. I didn't tell her, okay, this is what it is. This is what I'm feeling. I didn't. That's very bad. You see, communication in relationship is key. I failed to communicate with her, and then what I did was I just told her that, okay, babe, please, I want us to take a break. She was like, I don't understand why, like, why break? As in, what's happening? I said, nothing. I just want to. You see, I was not sincere with myself. I was not open enough to tell her what was going on, which was very bad, very bad. That's the basis of the whole problem, not communicating. So, what is the essence of a relationship if you cannot communicate? After all, in the good times, you guys bonded, you enjoyed the moment. So in the bad times too, and the ugly moments, you should share and be open. I was not open. I didn't communicate. I just told her that, okay, I just want us to take a break. She obliged because she couldn't force me to do anything that I was not ready to say. What she did was, okay, I don't know what it is, but try and seek counsel. Maybe meet a relationship expert, have a relationship therapist, and all of that. Find somebody you can talk to that can give you professional advice, because she too, she's a life coach. She does this coaching stuff and all of that. Well, that moment when your baby start coaching your life issues. Oh my God, it's a good experience altogether. So she told me to find somebody I could talk to, be professional at that, so that I will feel safe and free and all of that. So I said, okay, no problem. Now, I did not even take it as a scale. I said, okay, now she's offering me advice. What I thought assumption is bad. I was assuming. I thought that, okay, since she even gave me that advice, she's cool with it. I didn't know that reverse was the case. What? So please, if you are in a relationship, in your marriage, assumption will kill it faster. Assumption, lack of communication, these two things killed this relationship. Yeah, faster than I could imagine. So I was like, okay, since she was offering professional advice, she's okay, and let's see how things go. So things never got better, right? They just went. So that's the challenge. So I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. So after some hours, I tried reaching her. She didn't answer. The next day, 2, 3 days, she couldn't. I said, okay, maybe she's having some tough times. Let me just give her a space. That space now became 2, 3 months. What? My bad, my bad, my bad. I really made that mistake, right? It was a big mistake, like 3 months. What? So now me can't break person heart. It's not, it was not intentional, right? Please, it was not, like I said, that lack of communication and assumption. Those things are very bad. They are very bad. So I was like, okay, after 2 3 months, how did I go back? Do you want to know that? This was how I went back. There was a day I was praying, and then I was praying, and I had a leading. My mind was heavy. There was a hole. So I now had to call her. I was being led. I refused, but eventually I called her. She was like, I don't understand why you coming this time around. Like after a whole, I could feel the anger in her voice. I was like, please calm down. She was like, how will you be calling me by this time after a whole lot of time, 2 3 months? You did not even care whether I existed. What if I had died? What if I have taken something? What if I have killed myself? So you would not just care? I was like, please, you don't understand. You don't understand what? I could feel the whole intense, the whole atmosphere was tensed up. I could feel her anger. I was like, she just said, you know what? This is not a good time for this. You are in my past. I was apologizing, said, you are in my past. We cannot do this. You are in my past. Please don't remind me and stop reminding me of my past. I was like, Jesus Christ. So I could now, I sat down and now reason the whole scenario. It was, I didn't think it to be this big. So that is it. Differences, what we think do not matter to our partners, it's really a big deal. It's the icebreaker. So you don't just have to assume. That is the thing. Assumption has to just die from the picture completely, right? So she was like, you're in my past, so there's nothing, we can't do anything together again. You're in my past. So then I said, okay, let's. So after that conversation, after that day, I couldn't reach her again. I tried calling her, it was not going. WhatsApp, no response. Facebook, no. In fact, all the social media, I was like, what's happening? So, it was after some time, I saw her call. I was like, is this not the person I was trying to reach? So this time around, she called me. It's like, hello, how are you? I was like, geez, you know that moment where your your enemy, no, she's not my enemy, let me just, where your how will I say, somebody you have beef with, just where you are, let's use this scenario. At that moment where your landlord that you are owing for like 6 months now call you, start singing your praise, start calling you, you go fear. I was like, what's happening? So she was like, okay, well, I just called to check up and to say hello. And I was like, this is strange. Like, no, it started from an invite. She invited me to a program she was going, right? So you see how it's building, right? So she invited me for a program. I was like, okay, I'll be there. I gave my word. So it was happening in the city where I was. So and then she came, she traveled down. I couldn't meet up. I couldn't go for that meeting, and so bad I couldn't go. But I had an intention of going. I registered self. I volunteered to even play a role in the media and all of that, but I couldn't based on one or two things. So ah, guess what? This was the turning point. This is the thing that makes sense. This is the whole thing that I'll be like, God, so this is real, this is true. Yeah, after the program, we had a long call. She was like, okay, well, I have a confession to make. I was like, confession. You know what I thought? Guess what I was thinking? Okay. Um, oh my God. You see, this thinking, these thoughts can be deceptive sometimes. I was like, oh, she wants us to come back together because that evening was so romantic, right? When you're having a romantic evening with somebody that's supposed to be your ex, so what else will be in your mind other than you? I was like, oh, is she thinking of us coming together? That feeling, but that was not it. That was not it. She said, well, this program really changed me. It was so painful that you couldn't make it. That was what she started with. I was like, how? I said, okay. Now it was a mental health program talking about relationship and all of that. So one of the mentors actually spoke on hurt, forgiveness, and pain. So she cried, yeah, according to her, she cried. She was like, okay, God, have forgiven me. Please forgive me, and all of that. When Jesus said, cast all your cares upon me, right? She casted the pains. So Jesus alleviated those pains and was like, right now, her heart is as free as anything. Those she has forgiven me. And all. I was like, what? So it was when I now began to even know some things. Why I couldn't reach her was she blocked my line and deleted it. She unfollowed me on all social media handles. I was no longer seeing her post, so she followed me, unfollowed me, except for Instagram. She said she forgot to follow me on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's it. So oh, so and one most funny thing, like imagine the magnitude or the level of pain that will make somebody to block me, block my contact, delete it, block, unfollow me from all the social media handles. Now, I'm not saying what she did was bad, actually, yeah, because most times when we want to heal, there are a lot of things to do, right? Abstinence, avoiding anything that will even bring up memories of that person, right? So I'm not saying what she did was bad, but imagine the extent to which it went, right? So I am so very sorry, right? I didn't imagine it like that. And like I told you, it's very bad. That lack of communication and assumption, it's so bad. See what it has caused. So it's not an encouraging one for anybody to want to do, to want to emulate in this our relationship, right? So, but there was something. After that moment, after the moment of when we had that conversation, it was a challenging one for me personally. Yeah, it was because how on earth? Imagine all the things she went through, and then she still decided to forgive. You see how powerful forgiveness is. That is to tell you that forgiveness is a choice, and holding on to the past is also a choice. So, which are you going to do today? Yeah, no doubt the offense was so, the pain was so deep, the cut was deep. No offense, we know, right? It's fine, and we all agree with that. But how long will you continue to hold on to that? Right? So even Jesus said when he was teaching these disciples asked, teach us how to pray. There was this line that said, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Yeah, and when he was asked, how many times should we forgive? Do you remember? Like 77 times, 7 times in a day. So forgiveness holds so much power. Forgiveness holds so much power. That is it. You choose to forgive, you have peace, and you're matured, right? If you choose to hold on to that pain, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if you have anything to say about holding on to pain. So, well, it was indeed a very great one for me because I too, I was relieved, right? Yeah, I had this great sense of freedom, all thanks to her. So wherever you are, I'm grateful for what you did. It was not just for you, but for me too. I had this sense of relief, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wanted to say I love you, right? Yeah, yeah, I love you. I love the love of Christ. Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, it's so cool. So, all right, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I know that you enjoyed this episode, right? So wherever you are, you have a story, you want us to help you tell it. Don't worry, we got you. We got you. Just type in the comment section. Let's rush to you. Or you send us a message on our social media handles at the Global Love Movement, and we'll do the needful, right? So thank you everyone, and please advise me, like what should I have done differently, right? Because if I had known better earlier, I'm telling you this wouldn't have happened, right? None of this drama would have happened. So tell me what I should have done that would have avoided this whole stuff and what I should do. I'm not praying that, like, no, don't pray that kind of prayer. I'm not praying that kind of prayer for myself. Tell me what I should do, because for the future, I just want my future partner, my wife, actually, to enjoy a peaceful marriage. That's one of the greatest prayer any guy can make, right? Because if your marriage is not peaceful, my God, that's one of the basics. So let me not say, because what do I know? Single man like me. All right. Till we come your way, because we have our mentors, those who have experiences journeying down that path for the past 20, 40, 30 years. We all have them. So whatever phase you are in your relationship currently, whether facing challenge, marriage, relationship, anything at all, whether it's about crashing, don't worry, come. And our seasoned mentors will hold your hand, guide you all the way. So what are you waiting for? This is the perfect opportunity you are waiting for. Slide into a DM or send a comment. If you can't send it here, check on our social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at the Global Love Movement. So we'll respond to that aptly and we'll keep you going. So thank you all. We really appreciate you. Expect more of this, because we are going to be telling stories, we are unfolding stories about humans, real stories of struggle, of everyday struggles and silent battles against loneliness, against all sorts of things, and the untold truths and realities that we hold within us. They are all coming alive. So what about you? Join us in this journey. Till we come away next time, I am Amoto. See you. Bye-bye. Irrespective of what is happening, whatever you're going through, I just want you to know that you have a solution inside of you. You just have to ask the why. You just have to that why factor.
Yes.
Welcome.
God knows you love your wife, but God is in heaven. That's fine. Your wife is right here with you. How come your wife doesn't know you love her, but God that is in heaven? Try. You didn't communicate.